So if you have any friends that missed tonight, then Mr. Guest will send around the recording for you all tomorrow. So good evening. As we said, we've got a few more people joining us now. Hello, good evening. As Sarah said, I'm Sally from World Challenge, and I'm here tonight to give you an overview of this great opportunity for next year. But first of all, if I can ask everyone to just remain on mute while I deliver this presentation, that would be amazing. It just helps with the audio quality. And then, as I say, if you do have any questions, that would be great. But if we could save them till the end, just in case I cover them, and feel free to to write them in the chat or unmute yourself at the end and ask away. Hopefully, you've all seen the landing page that's being developed for your school, so you've had a look at that. But I will share some more information and the direct link to that again shortly. So if you just joined us, hello, good evening. I'm just starting. I'm Sally from World Challenge. If I can ask you to all remain on mute for now, that would be great. So it's just after 7:30. I think we're on 7:34, and I'm aiming to be about 25 minutes. So hopefully you've got a nice cup of tea and you can sit back and enjoy the photos. That is your landing page. As I say, I'll post the live link at the end. All the information is on there for this expedition. So it is for 7 nights in country on July 2022, heading to Norway. You have to excuse me, I keep letting people in the waiting room. It's like conducting a ship here, spaceship. Hello, good evening if you've just joined us. And we are looking at arriving on the 19th of July. So for parents on the call tonight, that's when you can book your holiday in if your son or daughter decide to take on the challenge. And we're looking for a minimum of 12 students to join the team. So before I do sort of go any further, I really just wanted to touch on, obviously we've had a difficult time in the last year and a half, and you know, the thought of going traveling, I don't know about you, but for me is something I'm absolutely desperate for. So hopefully you're going to take this opportunity, students, to get out of your everyday life and head over to Norway. It's an amazing part of the world, and just learn a little bit about yourself, team building. The scenery is absolutely epic. So hopefully you're going to take some time to consider this evening. Now, if you don't know much about World Challenge, we've been around for over 30 years. I think we're nearly 34 years now. And we are focused 100% purely on student development. So I always get parents asking at the end, you know, can I come along? But I'm really sorry, unfortunately, it is just the students. But you are in very good hands when you come along on a World Challenge. Now, we are a bit unlike other school trips and probably family holidays you may have been on, and that's for a few reasons. But one of the main ones that I love is that the students are actually in charge of the expedition, and they make those day-to-day choices while you are in Norway. So, you know, you'll be tackling new challenges each day and, you know, really proving what you're capable of. So if you tend to be a shy person, you know, perhaps you'll come out of your shell and develop your leadership skills. And if you are somebody that likes to speak up, maybe your challenge will be learning a bit of patience. So all of these things, apart from having an amazing time with your friends, are what you might get up to on expedition. So I'm sure you can see on the landing page the price for tonight's expedition. Sorry, you okay? Yeah, I can go on mute. Thank you. The price of tonight's expedition is £1,595, and we know that the value of these expeditions in developing young people is priceless. But hopefully after I've talked through tonight and you've seen what's involved and you've watched the videos on the landing page, particularly how we invest in keeping all the students safe and giving them the very best experience, you'll see the value as well. Now, I'm not asking by the end of this night for parents to hand over a big check or anything like that. It's obviously great if parents and families can fund a trip like this up front, but we ask that you hold back a little bit and allow the students to take part in contributing towards the cost. And we think it's a really great skill that the students could master over the next 12 months. So I'll talk a little bit more about that later. So, Norway, the land of rugged mountains, deep fjords, sparkling rivers. It's all going to be explored over 7 action-packed nights in country. So the first day you're going to be touching down in Norway in Kristiansand, and that's sort of on the southern tip of Norway, and you'll travel along to the base camp. Now, what I love about this itinerary is that you guys are going to be spending a few nights during your trip here, not just camping in tents, but also camping in traditional teepees as well. So on your first day, you'll be checking out your accommodation. You'll have a few jobs to do. So a shopping list is going to be a must, because you guys will be cooking on the campfires. So making sure you plan your campfire menu as a team. That'll be a few decisions for you to make there. In order to purchase the food, you'll have to go shopping. So you'll be writing the menu, you'll be budgeting. So you'll have a team accountant who will look after the money. You'll all work towards making sure your budget lasts effectively. And you'll get yourself ready, check about your transport, and head off on the next part of your trip. Now, you're going to be going kayaking onto the incredible River Otra. Now, this will be over 2 days, and it's absolutely stunning. You're going to get some safety training first, of course, so you can get ready with all the tips and techniques. And then you'll be paddling beneath absolutely dramatic scenery, all the mountains up and all the salmon floating beneath, all that beautiful wildlife. And also, apparently, keep your eyes peeled in this area for golden eagles that like to fly across. So beautiful scenery, and then you'll pick where you're going to set up camp for the night. So you will be wild camping, so you might choose to camp on one of the little islands or one of the river banks, and you know, set up yourselves there, as I say, preparing dinner, getting your tents pitched, getting the campfire lit, and you know, just talking and reflecting about what an incredible first couple of days it's been, and those stars as well, with no light pollution. It'll be absolutely stunning. Then you're going to be heading off on day 4, we're on already now, where you'll get to do some rafting. So a little bit of upping the pace, shall we say, so get the adrenaline going. It's one of the best whitewater rafting anywhere in Norway, and you're going to get to experience it. So this is a real team working activity, getting around all the rapids, and then taking a chill on the calmer stretches, and just soaking up all the alpine wilderness. In the afternoon of this day, you'll have some free time. So this is where your decision making as a team will come into play. So what will you like to do? Would you just like to go on another hike and check out this beautiful area, or perhaps dip into a bit of spending money and join a beaver and elk safari, or perhaps go paddle boarding or try out a zip wire? There'll be a few things as a team that you might like to do. We recommend for this trip you don't really need more than sort of £70. Even then, you probably wouldn't spend it all. It's literally just if you want to do the odd activity, or maybe have you know, a fizzy drink or something like that. So you're then going to head off on your first trek out from base camp, and as a team you will decide who's going to be leading for the day. Yes, you're going to have your World Challenge expedition leader with you, and 1 or 2 teachers, but their role is to ensure the safety of the group, but to sit back and let you guys lead the expedition. So you can choose from several treks on this day. So you might want to explore the foothills, or perhaps summit one of the 3 local peaks. So you've got Eagle Mountain in this area, Fennifoss, or I'm not even going to pronounce the highest mountain, but you can check that out on your itinerary on the landing page. Now, it is a rugged terrain in this area. There'll be streams to cross. You'll be chatting with your local guides as well, who will join you. And, you know, take the time there to practice some of the local language as well, and you know, greet the guides. And then again, just making sure that wherever you stop on this trip, you take your time to soak in the sights. Now on days 6 and 7, you'll be off to another valley trek. Hello, if you've just joined us. And again, setting off from the camp through ancient woodlands, past lakes and onto huge granite ridges. This area is really well known for the wildlife. So beavers, deer, moose, they're all around here. And even quite high up, you've got wild reindeer as well. So making sure that you've got your team camera and stopping off for those photos and snacks where you can really soak in the scenery. Again, you'll be pitching your tent in this area. So again, while camping, making sure you pick the best spot to get the view, and cooking up a storm around the campfire. I think by day 6, you're all going to be experienced cooks in the Norwegian mountains. So it is such an incredible experience as a team. The challenge will be different for everyone. It could be that you've never cooked for yourself. It could be that you've never trekked and it might be a physical challenge, or it could be that it's a mental challenge, you know, believing that you can achieve this, and you will do as a team. You'll work together, you'll bond, and you really will sit back around that campfire at the end of your trek, reflecting on how you've overcome obstacles, whether they're physical rivers or whether, as I say, the mental obstacles, and just reflecting on what a great time it's been and the challenge that you have overcome. So that is a quick whiz through the itinerary. It looks absolutely spectacular, the scenery that you'll be encountering. And on the last day, you're going to be back in Kristiansand, where you'll have time to sort of sit back and maybe, hopefully you've saved a bit of budget to go out and have a lovely team meal together and just chat about your 7 nights in Norway. Now, obviously, I've mentioned here a few things about skills. So yes, it is going to be a great time with your friends, but you are going to get a lot of skills naturally by getting out of your comfort zone and going to this incredible country on a world challenge. So you'll be learning to be a leader. So when it comes time for filling out applications for university or getting that job of your dreams, they always like to talk about how you may have led a team. Also, they'll ask you about if you can explain how you've overcome obstacles and challenges, and if you tested your resilience, and you can demonstrate all of these by just talking through your World Challenge experience. So you really will be able to reflect on it and look back on it for many years to come. Now, I just wanted to touch on responsible travel, something we're really passionate about. And you will be hearing more about this as you go through your World Challenge programme that you'll be introduced to once you join the team. First of all, I just wanted to touch on our #1 priority, that is safety. And I'm sure for all the parents tonight, that will be your #1 priority as well. Now, obviously, I can't sit here and say going on an expedition is entirely risk-free. I don't think, you know, anything is 100% risk-free, but especially these things that are worth doing. But I can tell you that in our over 30 years now, we've developed the resources, the expertise, and really robust systems to enable us to mitigate that risk. So we want to keep the students as safe as possible, but be able to respond very quickly if the unexpected was to happen. So when I was talking about the video on the landing page before, the safety and operations video, if you've watched that, then I'm sure you recognise that this explains our approach, and this is where we've invested heavily in our operations centre, which is open 24/7 when teams are in country. So this really is about, when I was talking about the cost and the value, this is where the money goes. I touched on it then about education. We're really proud of our new online World Challenge programme, and this is actually mapped to the current curriculum, so students will be learning before they even get to Norway. And we have sort of 3 key themes: global understanding, personal growth and personal well-being. And it's really fun, it's interactive, it's a way for the teachers to engage with the students, whether remotely or back in the classroom, and it'll just get people bonding together as a team as well. As I mentioned, you will get to meet your expedition leader in the UK on a one-day training day, which will be held in the school. So you'll be able to meet them, talk about everything to do with the expedition, the kit, and all those questions that you have about what it's actually like wild camping. So you will get to experience that as well before you go. Now, to talk about the funds, so obviously the price is 1595 there, and all on the left, if you're on your phone, I do apologise, tiny writing, but everything is included there. So you've got the diagram, so all your flights, including carbon offsetting, which again you'll learn about on our World Challenge programme, but we're super proud of what we've done with carbon offsetting. So everything that we do now is all offset in projects in this country and overseas. Everything basically from when you step on the plane, all your group kit, and also the COVID safe booking protection, which I just wanted to quickly mention. That is at the top right hand side of the landing page that you've all been sent. So please just take a moment to have a look on there. But basically what it says, guys, is if COVID does rear its head next year and get in the way of this trip, then you would receive a full refund. So I hope that gives you a bit of insurance to know that you can plan this trip and dream about it for the next 12 months, and should the worst happen, you would be fully covered. So exclusions, just to mention, because there is a few. Currently you don't need a visa to get into Norway if you're a British citizen, but all of these things, all of this information will be found on the World Challenge portal. When you join the team, you'll get access to all of this information so you can keep yourselves up to date. Vaccinations as well, any that are required, you'll be able to speak to a doctor beforehand if you wish, but again, signposted via my World Challenge portal. You'll need some personal kit, so you will need a good pair of walking boots and a rucksack. You will have a comprehensive kit list when you join the team, and it's quite small because you guys are going to be carrying all of your kit. But I do want to say you really don't need to spend a fortune on personal kit. You need to shop around. We'll give you some recommendations, and you'll also get access to a variety of discounts as well when you join the team. But as I say, you really don't need to be spending a lot of money. It's the type of thing where you get your kit list and you start asking your relatives and friends for birthday presents, head torches, things like that. Optional activities, I've mentioned there is that afternoon where you might want to take a bit of spending money to do extra things, but that is up to you. And then pre-departure and personal belongings insurance. We always mention this because particularly for those of you raising the funds, if something was to happen and you couldn't go, then you do want to make sure that you can get yourself fully refunded. So check that out, and that will cover personal belongings too. So if you are going to take a camera or anything like that, you want to make sure you are covered. So that's there. How you can contribute to the cost, as I say, it's a great way to start your development journey, and really it's just about getting brave and telling people, I'm going on this World Challenge, this is what it's going to do for me, and I'm going to learn all of these skills. And then you just tell people what you're doing, and hopefully they would like to buy your goods or buy your services or whatever entrepreneurial idea you come up with. If somebody is offering a service, say a dog walking service, and you can offer that, they would potentially rather that you did it because they know it's going to go to a great cause, which is your personal development. So it's how you put it across to people as well, I think. Got a great example here of a young man on the left who was, it says collecting waste. He was basically during the whole of lockdown, collecting aluminium cans from his neighbours and his community. So helping clean up the community, taking it to the tip and receiving pennies for it. And those pennies have turned into pounds, and he has actually funded a 3-week expedition by doing this consistently for a year and a half. So it really is about doing things little and often and getting something that you can continue. The same with clothes as well. Now a lot of people have been having clear outs during lockdown and have bags and bags of stuff that they'd like to get rid of. So would they want to give it to you? Could you sell it on? That is working out for a lot of students at the moment. Getting creative and, you know, providing people with gifts and presents that everybody wants to buy for family and friends. And again, they would love to buy them from you. If you're making amazing Christmas decorations and have a shop on Etsy, that's what a lot of students do. People actually buy them all year round. What else have we got on here? Contacting companies, basically, you know, getting yourself out there and talking to like women's institutes and guilds and things like that, where they will actually pay you to come and give a talk on what you're doing. Sponsorship I don't talk too much about, but we've had a lot of success lately with students working with church groups and things like that, where the church groups have made donations towards their World Challenge. But I think the best way to go about it, guys, is providing goods or services. So who would not love a night out? So events, thinking outside the box. You know, when we get out of these lockdowns, things will go back to normal and we'll be able to put on race nights, and you can actually do a great race night online. But there'll be all sorts of things. You will get a little bit of information on my World Challenge to get you going, but it is going to be down to you guys and about you earning it for yourself. And I'm sure, again, Mr. Guest might comment on potentially how the school could support as well. What I would say is over 80% of students do contribute towards the cost, and a large amount of them actually go on to fundraise it all themselves. So give it a go. Have a good go at raising some funds. You'll have fun and you'll gain skills. And this is just a short little snippet to show you about easy fundraising. This is a great site to sign up to. Basically, you will get given a code, and it's for online shopping. There's absolutely hundreds of retailers on here, and the idea is if your friends and family are shopping online, so for example, Amazon, John Lewis, Asda, Argos, all the holiday companies, rail companies, mobile phone companies, all of them, if they're buying anything, those retailers will give you a donation. And I mentioned holidays, then some of the big tour operators give 6-7% of the whole cost of a holiday. So they are really, really good donations, but this would not happen if you're not brave enough to actually tell people that you're going on a World Challenge. And this young girl here, she just told 20 people and she managed to get £1,000. So think about who you would tell, how you would tell them, how can you remind them, particularly around busy shopping periods, you know, whether it's holidays or Christmas or, you know, Father's Days, whatever it is. How can you make sure that people are going to be giving you that code? So it's really beneficial doing that. Then finally, if you would like to take the next step, then everything is on that landing page. Please take time to read our terms and conditions. And very importantly, to complete the application form, you've actually got until the 16th of July to do this and pay the first instalment. The first instalment is actually £350. Now, when you start the application, you've actually only got 48 hours to finish it. If you don't finish it, don't worry, you'll just have to start again. So I'm just letting you know, don't panic. But if you did want to sign up and complete your application, then you need to do it all sort of in one go. But you might decide tonight, I want to go, I'm ready, and sign up tonight, or you might need a week or so to have a little think about it. So that is your landing page. As I say, you've got till the 16th of July. If after tonight you thought, oh, I had a question I forgot to ask, please, on the landing page, you have a little tab that says for parents. And there is a booklet on there, and on the back of the booklet, it's got the customer support email address. So you can always email any questions and they will get back to you as soon as possible. But for now, if I've answered your questions or you haven't got any, then feel free to drop off the call. Thank you so much for listening. But if you do have any questions, then I'm here and Mr. Guest is here to take any questions. So thank you, everyone. I'm going to share those links in the chat now. Do you have anything to add, Mr. Guest?
No, just a thank you. Thank you for Sally for giving the presentation. First of all, I really appreciate that. In regards to school and fundraising in school, I will talk to Mr. Braithwaite. Under Reverend Watson, we had particular ways of fundraising that were done over a termly period. I will get confirmation of that from Mr. Braithwaite as soon as I can, and then I will make sure that pupils are aware of how school might be able to support with fundraising. And obviously that might change depending on COVID protocols, but hopefully in September onwards we'll be relatively back to normal, and I would hope that Mr. Braithwaite will be supportive of us being able to do some things within school. So I will find out and I will get back to you all on that one. Okay, thank you, and thanks to Sally. So I'm here for questions as well if anybody's got any questions.
No problem, thanks. So I've just posted the link there if anybody didn't have it. But has anyone got any questions? Feel free to show your faces, unmute, type away, it's up to you. Anything at all? No? I like the name of that person, Behave My Cheeky Monkeys. I like that. I need to get that. No, we're all quiet. Well, hopefully that means that we've answered your questions and that you're very interested. Now,
just jump in as well, Sally, just for pupils who are listening. I've travelled a number of times now with World Challenge. So if you do see me on the corridors and you wish to ask anything away from this format, please feel free to catch me around school. I've emailed you all on your year 10 email addresses as well, your school email addresses, so you can always drop me an email back. And I've also sent you a message via Satchel 1 with links to all of this. So if you want to private message me via Satchel 1, you can equally do that as well. So if it's something I can help with, please feel free to ask any questions just from a generic kind of World Challenge trip. And as Sally's mentioned, there's also customer services who might be able to help with more specific things to do with terms and conditions and contracts and payments and things like that.
I've just remembered, I forgot to mention that everything is included from, the time you get to the airport. So you will have to make your own way to the airport. We hope Manchester Airport, that'll be the closest one. So, parents can drop off at the airport and then pick up at the end of the trip. Okay. So, well, if no one's got any questions, I'll draw it to a close. As I say, I'll send this to Mr. Guest so we can forward out to your friends. And if you think of anything, drop us a line. Okay.
Okay, thanks very much for joining us, everyone.